Hey, how's it going everybody? Jake here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world watching this video today. I kind of want to change up the tagline a little bit. That tagline doesn't make a whole bunch of sense. So we're actually going to start with a new tagline. This will be my tagline, just like every other automotive YouTuber. This one will be, did you live life on the edge today? So I had someone very close by to me pass away recently, and they made sure to always live life on the edge, and they kind of had that saying of like, hey, did you live life on the edge today? Did you have fun? Did you do something exciting? Did you step out of your comfort zone? And so I kind of want to start using that as my tagline from now on. It isn't originally mine, but I'd like to continue on that tagline. So, did you live life on the edge? Are you living life on the edge? So let me know what you think of the tagline down below. I feel like I need to find my own tagline being an automotive YouTuber. Am I even an automotive YouTuber? Okay, anywho, moving on. Today's super exciting. We got a few things going on. One, we're untucking the GT500 out of its hibernation hole. I am one of those people where as soon as it starts to snow, I throw the car away for the winter. Every now and then, if the roads are really nice and it's not gonna rain or snow later, I'll drive it in the rain. But if it's gonna snow later, I'm like, yeah, nope, sorry. So now that it is stopped snowing, hopefully, that groundhog freaking lied because it snowed just a few days ago. Hopefully now that it's stopped snowing, it is safe to pull the 500 out of its hibernation. When I don't drive my car as often as I should, I start getting an itch for something new. We'll talk about it.
Artlist.io.
I have missed this car so much, and now that I can drive it a little bit more, hopefully I won't have as much of an itch to try and look for something new. Now I've had this car for about 3 years. I think it'll be 3 years this year in June or July. I can't remember when I got it, but I had a GT350 at the time, was actually looking for my first supercar, had driven quite a few, had driven an R8 V10 Plus, McLaren 570S, an older 911 Turbo, and while I love them all, the McLaren specifically, there was just something different about a 500. But I went and test drove the 500 and I was blown away. The stopping, the handling, not on par as like the McLaren and the Porsche, but the braking for sure, the acceleration, the noises it made, the way it made you feel. Now with that being said, I've driven quite a few other Mustangs. I also recently drove the Dark Horse. It was an automatic, not with the Ceramic 6-speed, which I wish it would have been. And honestly, this might be different. Like I said, I haven't driven the manual yet, but I'd much rather take a 350 over a Dark Horse. Anywho, what I'm getting at is I kind of miss my 350. I really do. Honestly, I made a lot of friends, a lot of doors opened up for me, and my passion for cars grew more and more after I got that car. And I wasn't driving it nearly as much after I got the 500, maybe because it was the newer child and whatnot, but the speed of the 500, it handled better, braked better, got more presence, which I guess wasn't a big deal for me, but I did notice that the 500 got a lot more presence than the 350. I just ended up kind of liking my 350 more, and so I listed my 350 for sale, made a good amount of profit on it because I bought it for really, really cheap, and they discontinued it, and so people wanted him and made really good profit off of it, like I said, and got a truck instead. But I kept the 500. But what I've really missed about the 350 was I missed the naturally aspirated. I missed having a car that felt more go-karty and lighter, that you could really whip around and zip around. You can still do that in the 500, but you do feel its weight. I think what I miss the most is, even though the paddles in this car are engaging if you leave it in manual mode, dude, I miss me a good 6-speed manual. There's just, you cannot beat it. There's nothing that comes close to it. yeah, you know, some people are like, oh, the PDK in the Porsche is just as engaging and as exciting as a manual. Wrong, it's not. It doesn't hit the same. Okay, I don't want to drag this video out too long, so if you've made it to this part of the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for sticking around. But let's get to the most important part, which is, what do I freaking do with my 500? I've hit the spot like most car people where they've done kind of what they want to do with the car, and they sit in this weird limbo phase of like, I'm enjoying the car, but I'm not doing anything new with it, and so it's not as exciting or entertaining to me anymore. Not saying that the 500 isn't exciting or entertaining, it definitely is. Every time I go out and drive it, it gives me a smile on my face. And maybe it's because I'm coming out of this like winter depression almost, because I haven't been able to drive my car and take it through the canyons, where I'm like, man, I really need something new to do, or a new car to have, a new car to enjoy and mod it out and do what we all do, which makes our cars to us. Maybe I just need to drive my car more and that would fix my problem. But I've really missed having something like the 350 that was light, nimble, fun to drive around for the type of car that it was, and a 6-speed manual. I am missing my manual so much. Paddles are awesome, automatic is quick, I get it, trust me, I've driven a GT3 RS with a PDK, amazing, but nothing beats the manual experience, and I've missed that so much from my 350, as well as the flat plane crank sound. Like, honestly, those are the two things that I miss the most about the 350. And so I'm kind of wanting a car similar to my 350 to add to the garage to kind of bring back that itch that I'm missing right now. And so there's a few cars that I'm looking at. One is just to get another 350 again. They've skyrocketed in price ever since Ford announced that they discontinue them. I actually made a profit on my car because of that, which is awesome. And so I could look at that. The 350 would definitely be the most inexpensive option on my list as far as cars that I would consider. The other car I've test driven, it is severely underpowered compared to the 350 and the 500, but wow, I was blown away. Like, the driving experience alone of that car, even though it was severely underpowered, I don't know, the way that you sat, the way that the car drove, the way that it hugged the road and everything like that is really amazing. I was just blown away. That's all I can really say about it without kind of giving away too much. The other one is not one that I've ever had on my radar or would have ever suggested, but just because of the videos and the reviews that I've seen it on it and the people that have taken ownership of it and have loved it so much for the car that it is, it's surpassed their expectations, and they've said that it's been a phenomenal car. Not the only car that they would have, just because it's not like a super exhilarating car, but once again, that driving experience in the 6-speed manual is top notch, and like I said, for the car that it is, it's a great car. So there's 3 options that I'm looking at, and in the next video, I'll try and test drive as many of those options as I can to be like, okay, what would feed my itch the best, if that's even the right saying, or the right way to kind of express it. But what would feed my itch the best? The smartest decision would just to be, you know what, forget about buying a new car. Financially, this is what I'm talking about. Forget about a new car and just keep adding on to the 500, keep making it crazy and whatnot. I've always wanted to add a boiler exhaust. It's only got a resonator to it right now, but it's a perfect noise level, I guess you could say. Plus I get to hear the supercharger. I could do throttle body, I could do injectors, I could port the blower out, 1,000 wheel easily, wheels and tires, all that thing. It would be crazy fast. It's already stupid fast, but it could be crazy fast. So I've thought about doing that and just forgetting about needing something else, but I don't know, that itch is kind of what I'm wanting now. So with that being said, thank you all so much for hanging out and staying around to the end of this video. Really appreciate that. If you have any suggestions or comments or whatever it may be, put them down below. Of course, I'm going to say this. Leave a like and a thumbs up. That way I know that you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe, share the channel with a friend if you think that they would enjoy the content that I provide for all of you. And make sure to live life on the edge, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.